All right, Vegas, one more match today. Let me feel it. Are you ready for this one? Coming to the stage is one of my favorite battles of fire and ice. But first, here come those boys from the north. Get ready, because Toronto is here.
25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them that shit that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text from way downtown, but it's still wet. Yeah, that's a guarantee. King of the city, man, they knowing that it's me. Ain't damn here, still doing it with ease, cause it ain't that hard when I'm talking about me. Me and my funds. Told them I get what I want. I need my money up front. I do not do this for fun. So I've been here my whole life, I ain't seen them here once.
Las Vegas, I give to you the Toronto Ultra. Give it up for Scrapz, Hixie, Insight, and Kleenex, the Toronto Ultra.
Rookie of the Year candidate, but also MVP candidate with a championship this year. This Toronto Ultra team is not a squad to be messed with. You know what they say, to become a world champion, you have to go through one. But this is round one of the winner's bracket. Toronto Ultra have a lot to deal with. Let's bring out our world champs from last year.
Yeah, it's just round one. And it's time to bring out the heat. Las Vegas, get ready, because here comes the reigning world champions.
Bro, again, Ken? My bad, bro. Is it time? Oh, yeah? We have a problem. See for yourself.
It's me, Shane. Dylan turned me into a dog, mate.
No way. What the No way. Whoa. So what do we do? How do we fix it? I don't know. We gotta win champs. Okay, then. Let's go.
Yeah, I need a thrill. I gotta feel all for the game I'm living in. What in the milli, make it a billy. I can be tame, not giving in. Knock you back on your feet. When I bring the heat, I conquer them all. Then rinse and repeat. Opponents get reckless. I am the best. I'm about to get reckless. I am a legend. Yeah, I am a legend.
I've got that dog in me.
This is how legends are made.
Las Vegas, here comes the LA Thieves. I give to you Envoy, Kenny, Drazah, and Octane, the reigning world champions, the LA Thieves.
With an adorable new intro, your defending world champions take the stage. They couldn't have got a worse draw going up a team that might have been their boogeyman in the Toronto Ultra, but the LA Thieves are not used to the heat. It's time to get the final match of day one of Champs started, Blaze, and it's gonna be a banger.
It is gonna be a banger. Las Vegas, you ready? One more time. Las Vegas, are you ready? Bryce Ton, take us away.
Thank you very much, Blaze. Yes, we have a monster matchup on the main stage. These two teams could end up walking away with the champions, but first they must get over the hurdle that is this game. They matched up recently, Toronto come away the better team.
Yeah, 3-0 in what was a very close game, but both these teams winning events over the year, they will be feeling supremely confident coming into the champs, and I think everybody in here will be sort of thinking either one of these two teams could win this weekend, so it just makes an absolute banger to kick off the week. It's going to be a really, really good game. But as I said, Toronto Ultra looking probably more confident in this one after that result in Toronto. The LA Thieves got something to prove. It's champs, it's Thieves, you never know.
It certainly is, of course. Toronto, they have the two rookies looking to make a run that could etch their name amongst the legends that we've seen do it before in their rookie years. On the other side of the stage, LA Thieves want to do the impossible, something no actual full team has ever done. There have been individuals, but no team has ever won back-to-back championships with the same roster. But they've already broken the champs curse. They've already put that one aside. But can they be better than they were just 2 weeks ago?
We're about to find out.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, that man on your screen specifically, Drazah, there's been a lot going on for him, of course, as well. Crowd behind him. No, I thought this was an LA crowd at one stage, but then, of course, now what I'm here, and I don't know if it is. Here we are, though, between these two teams. LA Thieves, very right, coming in champs to champs, curses broken, yada, yada, yada. But they won't be thinking about that right now. They'll be thinking about what they can do against Ultra. Think about what their deficiencies were last time. It was very close games. They struggled to close them out. But it was hotel. It was all hotel. We went there for a 3-night stay, back to back to back. We do not see that map once in this series. We started on HyDra.
Yeah, a little bit better in the statistics here for the LA Thieves. But it is a weird rotation and hold rank ton.
Yeah, one I really want to point out that's not on the screen there. Breaking percentage. Toronto sitting at the very top. Against Thieves, who are typically a really good breaking team, who are lying towards the bottom side of things. So, LA Thieves, their typical strengths, I want to say, when it comes down to hardpoint, haven't really transpired over towards HyDra. So, they're going to have to bring something there. But Toronto Ultra, keep an eye. P1 and P2 is where they make most of their money.
And Envoy was looking to go fishing there for a few seconds. Couldn't find it in the end, but LA Thieves on the slightly preferable side. It does make this easier to get P2 if you want it in the end, but Ultra will soak a bit of time on P1, and now looking to make some moves.
I really let this play from inside, really patient, finds Kenny, and will now start to try and make some moves over towards the P2 side. CleanX big win onto Drazah as well. Octane kind of caught off guard here. Nicely done from Ultra to get some sort of inroads over towards the P2 side. Octane will be dealt with. Ultra now only have to look one direction, but it was mostly the kill feed they fell into. Spawns are split though. Ultra did find a way through.
Drazah, the key here in this entire attack. Has to wait, has to be patient. They know the spawns are coming out as well. You can tell this. Ultra are looking to make their way here for reinforcements at the same time. Drazah must strike.
He's waiting for the best moment, but the rest of his team haven't found a way through. Ultra spraying everything in the middle of the map nice and easily. Envoy though can't find two, but will get shut down. Nice from Ultra. They managed to just find one player to find a way through. Starts to split the spawns. It's then about the gunfights in the middle, but Ultra won. LA Thieves now on the aggression. Nope.
And more pressure coming through. They do not want to give all this time away. They found a couple of kills to begin with inside. Now going to start feeling the squeeze as players from LA Thieves come towards him and doesn't get that gunfight. Scrapz will be the last one here. He falls as well. A recovery from the LA Thieves as now we are off to the races. The far side, the fights do not stop.
Big win there from Drazah. He's all on his own. The rest of the LA Thieves now still spawning over towards the P2 side. Drazah will inevitably probably die here, but needs to stay alive as long as he can. Now Ultra have got a pretty easy setup. 4 seconds to go over towards P2. LA Thieves can be very far away.
And again, it falls onto LA Thieves. A hard break. A map they have to move through to get near this point as well. And that back will stay resolute. Inside has not fallen yet.
Be very rotational heavy. Whoever's been in there first, which has been Ultra 2 out of 2 times, has pretty much picked up nearly every single point. It's about a 20-point lead for them, but a couple of kills on the inroads over towards the middle of the map. Starting to come through for Thieves. Only a big kill coming through from Hixie. Envoy will deal with him, and it will be a break coming in from the LA Thieves.
He'll try it again, though. CleanX has been seen. He's going to find Envoy. He's going to find him first. Scrapz gets his back in. Well, that's 2 kills for him. The pressure now going on to LA Thieves, but they're going to try and pin them here. Ultra no. The rotation is what they need more than anything, but Hixie will get the final few points. He just has to keep fighting the respawning LA Thieves.
Hey, it's more than a final few. That's like 20 seconds or so that Ultra have been able to play for. And the important thing, as you mentioned, LA Thieves now spawning over towards the backside of P3. P4 rotation is already there for Ultra, who just seem to be a step ahead in every single angle so far. They were there first on P2, they were there first on P3. An never so slender lead because of it. Kills coming in on the mid-map transition, though. CleanX must stay alive.
And down he falls already. Drazah will get it this time, LA Thieves. They don't wait, they break straight back into this point. And you can see Ultra just cannot find anything. Kenny will find 2 through ruins. And for now, the LA Thieves will have control. They will have the points accumulating.
And that feels like the first time we've seen Thieves get themselves dug in. But keep an eye on Hixie. Seems to have slipped the net. He needs the rest of the team to find the kills in towards the mid-map. Hixie will be there to strike, but he's the only one who can survive from Ultra. Small amount of respite from them on this hill specifically. 25 seconds to play for. Spawns are kind of split. Can Envoy cause problems? Yes, he can. Ultra just about rebuilt.
They get the back spawn. It's not the greatest thing for them in the end, but Ultra will say, all right, we'll kill you, we'll take the points, we'll get this rotation as well. They have the bodies. Drazah will fall as well. Ultra will go behind, but should be able to get the lead back here on the rotation.
Yeah, and as mentioned, the first time that we've really seen Thieves find a breakthrough, find some sort of control. Be fighting very, very hard to try and keep this one close, and well, have kept themselves into the lead. But again, it's another rotation for Ultra. Insight sitting 11 and 5. He'll be a big reason for those rotations going towards the Toronto side. 2 kills falling their way. Good hold so far.
Oh boy, huge kill towards the back.
The pressure now mounts on the Ultra. You can see Envoy finds a second as well, and now they're looking for it. They smell the blood. Envoy will be stunned, but he has his friends around him. His teammates are there in numbers, and they have broken this point wide open.
And finds the kill at just the perfect moments there for this side. Gets smoked by Kleenex though. And for all the hard work that was done by Thieves, is it going to be undone by Kleenex and Co? Scrapz managed to find a way through. It's a gunfight he shouldn't win, and you see the player Cammy's letting them know. Octane and Co still spawning towards the backside. It's an ever so slight lead for Toronto Ultra, but they managed to break through what looked like a good setup from Thieves.
Thieves, though, no, they have to make at least one more push, but they will spawn P2, so they'll be happy about that. As we go into this second set of rotations, you can see they are behind, but realistically, it's nothing.
Keeping an eye on these spawns over towards the P2. Big fight's going to start coming in, and as mentioned, Toronto Ultra have been really strong P1, P2. Players like Insight, players like Hixie are always going to be trying to find that route through. Insight's the one to hold it down. Hixie's the one to try and make those sneaky little plays. And Insight, on a little swim around the outside of the map, is starting to work for these P2 rotations, which are going to start coming in 40 seconds. But as this is all going on, there was a little bit of free time for Thieves. Insight's still working the back.
This is everything. Gets his teammate to spawn with him as well. They're going to look at the pitch here as well, but Octane is aware. He has been watching, he has been waiting, and even Kleenex will fall before him, but Ultra will have the spawns. Octane is not able to get any more. He did his job, but that is not going to pay out for him. And now Ultra again will have P2.
Oh, I mean, they get a small amount of fortune, but it's when the kills come through that don't work out for Thieves. The kills come at the wrong time, and then all of a sudden Ultra are there to spawn and there to cause problems. Yes, Kenny will find a couple of kills in this scrap time. As we head over towards P2, this game is pretty much dead even. But again, it is Ultra, first one's there. It's felt that way in nearly every single hill. And with Thieves struggling to break typically on this map, it's maybe a cause for concern. It hasn't been too bad for them so far. But can Ultra lock in some decent time? The setup is pretty much perfect.
Octane finds one though, increases the pressure. We'll have to find Inside towards the back, and Inside will take a few bullets. Envoy's getting kills as well. Ultra are being beaten back on P2. It's another break from Thieves. The rotations aren't on point, but they are horsepowering their way into every single one of these hills.
Yeah, we talked about Thieves' game plan when it's come down to hardpoint. Oh yeah, their breaking has been superb. This map specifically, they've struggled. Not in this game though. Really big break coming in from Thieves. That was looking like a guaranteed 40 or 50 coming out from Ultra, and now they're walking away, licking their wounds. It will be the first significant lead, I want to say, that Thieves have had. They'll be sitting at around 30 points or so by the time we get over towards P3. Well, more so 20 maths ain't that hard. Heading over here, which way are Thieves going to find a breakthrough? The setup from Ultra is good again. They cannot get broken again.
And this has been the story over and over again on this map. Ultra are here first. Thieves will need to break again. One slip from either of these teams could change the course of the game. Drazah's going to find one. Envoy finds one as well. Ultra now going to be feeling the squeeze. They will be spawning towards the back. Still held by Insight! And that's a huge kill from Hixie, but Thieves are here in numbers. Octane trying to get some breathing room. It hasn't worked out for them so far as the point still remains in Ultra's hands.
And if you are the side of Thieves, you want to just try and keep that pressure on, but Kenny and Drazah dealt with. 30 seconds to go here. Over towards the P3 side. LA Thieves in the prime position when we're going to start moving over towards P4, but it's a lot of time that is now being given up to Ultra. That 20-point lead that existed for Thieves now belongs to the side of the Toronto boys, and pretty much locking this down comfortably. LA Thieves are keeping them pressed in though, as best as they can. Thieves will be there for the P4 rotation, but Ultra with a healthy lead by the time we head over there.
And now for the first time, LA Thieves will have a rotation.
Oh, wow.
But they don't have the numbers. The spawns are not with them. Name Drazah. Roll everything.
If he can stay alive, the rest of the team are on the way. The rest of the team are about to start winning some gunfights in the middle of the map, or are they? Drazah's still surviving, but he's the only one who does so. Everybody else on Thieves falls. Toronto Ultra with a hold.
And they have the hold. Let's find out how they are feeling in the comms zone with the Toronto Ultra. Listen in.
2 hour, 1 was weak. 2 hour, 1 was weak. Close already climbed up.
Ruins, another hour.
Another hour.
It runs now, it runs.
Ruins an hour.
Go this time.
Archer's weak, hitting front ruins now.
What's it ruins?
Outer again.
Shout it.
He went ruins, run.
Yes, got my ruins window.
Try and get out and wait.
Ruins window now. Top ruins weak, and one's outer. Top ruins.
Top ruins dead.
Nice.
Low ruins, hitting you all now. Kenny first guy. Oh, take a wall out, someone.
Nice, sir.
Archers, I think.
Go B.
Archers, Skyz. Not climbed up though. Still low.
He's still left?
Yeah.
Watch out,
low. I don't see him, bro. He went back.
Watch one out, I think.
It could have.
He's in ruins. I don't know if it was him, Kenny. He went top range.
Top rock.
Top range.
Nice. One more, boys. One more.
Top rock. That's it time. Let's go.
Nice. Back green, right?
Shot them, go top.
Yeah, go top. I watch my own water, okay? You're my back though, yeah?
I don't see anything.
I watch my own water. Yeah, my spawn dome, yeah. Might get worse here, so get me green, yeah.
P2 mate, absolute P2
Water.
Absolute deep left.
Oh,
Just get off if you have to. He's
Okay.
going, hit blue. You can kill. Two left.
Yeah, back down now, yeah?
Oh,
One blue, hopping up.
back door.
One shot back.
And the screams of dead echo around the Thomas and Mack Center. Ultra feeling themselves, and for good reason. 27 and 21 scrap at the moment. LA Thieves were here first. But even with that raucous comms we've just heard, this game is not over.
15 seconds to go here on the second rotation. LA Thieves in the prime spot as we're going to head into the third over towards P1 and P2. This game, you are very right, is far from over. Insight and Code did really well to find a break, but it was only a small one. LA Thieves will find themselves 30 behind, heading in over towards P1. P2 rotations are here, but it's going to be a fist fight over towards P1 now.
They need a little bit of magic. Thieves want to hold this. They want to get back into this game and hold the P2 down as well. Hixie trying to find something he knows as players in the water. As he dances around and goes out Octane. Looks for his last player. Kenny will take it down as well, but the damage may have been done. The other side of the map, P2 has fallen to Ultra. They will have the spawns.
35 seconds to go here at P1. If you're Thieves, I was about to say it might be crucial if they can get it, but KiSMET finds two and just slows them down. LA Thieves are so far away from P2. But last time around, remember the break that came through? It will need to be there again. There's 20 seconds of scrap time though if you're Thieves. It has to go towards you. Now for Ultra, they are set up, they are ready at P2, and they can close the game here.
And Ultra must have iron in their soul and fire in their blood. They can win this, but they must hold off the Thieves who are coming. They can feel it. This break is everything. They have a good breaking percentage on this map, and they need it now.
For Thieves now, you're set up in a better spot than you have been before when it comes to these P2 breaks. Nobody from Ultra has shoved forward. Here they go.
The Thieves have broken, and they get out of the water. Envoy takes them. Ultra, you were here first, but you are not here anymore. It cannot be won by Thieves at this point, but they can do enough damage.
The problem was there is that Toronto Ultra had nobody over towards the dome side, so they can't keep that pressure up, but they can find the kills towards the back. KiSMET, he's trying to do it on his own. Falls down to Octane, but it's Ultra in the game. Very, very tight. 25 seconds of P2.
Hixie looking for players he knows are coming. Octane opens the door, says hello, and down they fall. Scrapz gonna get another one as well. There is a fight on the rotation. It will this time be them as well. Octane is gonna go down, but this is not gonna end on that point. We will move, we will see another hill.
It was Envoy who wins the gunfight over towards P3. Toronto Ultra are going to be about 10 away by the time we get here. KiSMET finding one onto Octane, Scrapz and Drazah. Everybody falling. Envoy left on his own.
And he's got guns all around him. Ultra find it, they break the Thieves over their knee. As now they have to move, and they cannot find the ingress. It is 5 seconds. Thieves put the feet down, but they do not find the kills. And Toronto Ultra, they repeat the Major 5 performance. It's close, but not close enough for Thieves.
You just can't lose that many rotations. You cannot lose that many. So many times we've seen Thieves battle really well to keep themselves into the game, but rotation after rotation after rotation belonged to the side of Toronto Ultra, and that makes the difference. Huge gunfight went on over towards P3. We've seen kind of off camera on the map. I was pointing very, very aggressively towards it as it starts going down. Envoy and Co win the fights over towards P3 after scrapping very, very well at P2, but do not win the crucial gunfights towards the end when you do get the rotation. It's a close game to kick off the series, but a huge one from a potential Rookie of the Year in Scrapz. 34 and 29 from him. Big game.
It was crazy. Pretty much all the way through, you have to say, Ultra did a great job of playing the fundamentals. They may have been broken by Thieves over and over again, but it didn't matter. They were always there first, and there was a few, what I will say is missteps maybe from the Thieves. Some of the rotations should have been cleaner, maybe should have been stacked a little bit deeper at times. Points bled away into the atmosphere that they did not need to give.
And then I suppose, you know, we talked about the stats in terms of Thieves really struggling with the breaks on this map specifically. They didn't look too bad on it, and that's what kind of kept them in it. But Ultra, the #1 breaking team on this map, when they did win the rotation, which wasn't very often, they were there most of the time, they were finding breaks and hurting Thieves when they were able to find a very rare rotation. It was a tough one for Thieves. It always felt like they were on the back foot. Even when they were ahead, it always felt like Ultra in control of the game. And when those kills come in over towards the P3 side, it seals their fate. Toronto Ultra take map number 1 and Scrapz, letting the crowd know about it.
There is something to be said. Coming to the CDL as maybe one of those personalities you either love or hate, but he has backed up the trash talk every step of the way. Nerves do not exist for this man. 34 and 29, he's at champs for the first time. Still delivering.
Big slam performance from him, but Insight as well. We talk about those rotations. Players like him and Hixie. Hixie more so the ones on the rotation, but Insight is there to lock them in. 27 and 22 performance from him will be well thanked from the Toronto Ultra coaching staff. A big map number 1 win for Ultra. Speaking on, in terms of which way we thought this map would go, Thieves kind of favored on the statistics standpoint. We haven't seen a great deal from Ultra in comparison to these. A really big map number 1 win. Of course, as mentioned at the top of the show here, between these two teams, it was a 3-0 last time. It was also a very close map number 1, just like that.
It certainly was. The coaches now whispering into the players' ears, regaining them, moving them on, reminding them of the fundamentals of the S&D. You don't dwell on the last map, you move forward. And that's exactly what they will be doing as we head into El Asilo. One of 2 times we will see it, regardless of what happens into this. Fortress and Embassy will be next. Whether or not we get there, very much in the LA Thieves.
Yeah, I look at Thieves heading into this one as well. We'll still have some confidence. They're 4-1 over their last 5 on El Asilo Search and Destroy, so we'll still be feeling happy about this map coming up, and I don't think they'll be too deterred. Far too much experience on that stage to be in any sort of negative mindset. Yeah, okay, I think there's a few little things to be annoyed at, but it's something for another day. As you mentioned, you speak about it later. Try and figure out whatever you need to if you either going into Friday while you'll be playing some games, or if you're going to be waiting until Saturday if you go on to win this one. You need to get it out of your mind, speak about it later. But these boys in purple will be very happy with how that one went. Now heading into their S&D pick as well, we'll be feeling supremely confident.
They certainly will. Well, the coaches have left the stage. The fist bumps have been bumped, and the map is going to be loading. We've had our hard point, second course, a bit of S&D. Let's see how this tastes for the 2 teams. Right now, you can see actually a losing record for both sides on it. But is that going to matter, Ton?
Well, we'll certainly find out. I think some of the stats to really speak of, though, is those first bloods for LAT. Very high percentage, but conversion has been a big problem up until recently, where they've really stepped it up on that side of things. Toronto Ultra very good on the retake, so keep an eye on that. You may well see something of that nature over towards round number 1. LA Thieves now onto the attack, making some inroads over towards A's first blood incoming now inside Cole, but he's pounced down and killed. Envoy finds first blood.
Now, Clinex is trying to play his live. He's got a shoulder there, a little bit of information. Tries to get away, Kenny at the top as well, and he gets that one. Threads the needle, brings it back to a 3 versus 3. But there is an elephant in the room, Ton. And Toronto are gonna have to make this move. It is all on them now.
What's the play? What's the movement? As Drazah will find one, yeah, onto Scrapz, and there you go. That was somebody defend over towards the mountainside. Octane with another. And what a perfect way to answer back to what will feel like a disappointing hardpoint performance. Hixieville in a 1 versus 3. No dead silence to his name. May well get it shortly. Not in the prime position against 3 members of Thieves.
Hixie just checking this now, and now he knows. The problem is he will have to run the gauntlet. Heavily outnumbered. Bomb going to be down, and he goes for the chow as well. There's nothing more he can do. And it's first blood to LA Thieves.
Yeah, and first blood really did help them over towards that A control side, over towards the courtyard, start to make some inroads from there, but played very patient as well. Didn't try to make any silly plays, didn't try to get over aggressive. They took their time. They know, like somebody like Clinex, you've given up the middle of the map. He'll be running straight through that and, well, into your jaws. Very well played from the LA Thieves side. Nice and patient. I think it's very easy to do. Come on, Search and Destroy. You want to try and prove a point after you lost map number 1. A really methodical play from the Thieves. We'll find them in the lead after 1 round.
And that's what they're going to continue. That's what they want. Clinex can only play it with a kill so far, but it doesn't really matter as we go into round 2. Here come the first moves. Already Scrapz going to chase off Octane, but Envoy will get that first blood in the Hixie as he falls. Drazah gets one on the inside as well. Scrapz, where are my teammates gone? And down he goes. And Clinic's now under pressure. LA Thieves have swept them off the board. No respite, no rest, no room to breathe. LA Thieves took them out.
And just to kind of go back into that first blood and conversion percentage from Thieves, it's been pretty high all year long. It's been 57% or so from stages 1 to 3. But in terms of their conversion, it was in the low 50s as well. They're still getting a lot of those first bloods, but they're now converting 80% of those first bloods into round wins. It's a big change in the statistics. They've been working those numbers a lot better. 2 prime examples of that in rounds 1 and number 2. 2 first bloods, 2 rounds.
Well, let's see. What can Ultra do? Because they have the defense this time around. Only 1 kill in 2 rounds, and Kleenex, he catches a couple of bullets, but stays alive. Still 4v4.
Envoy still playing aggressively, even though he's on a 5-4 spree. Bomb going down over towards the side, but in terms of retaking Toronto Ultra, one of the best teams in the game. Envoy, though, is going to be in a prime position to help out the bomb when it does go down. Oh, Nelly gets smoked up. Kleenex, but we'll find first blood again for Thieves. Bomb now going down, 5-3 for Envoy.
Drazah continues as well. It is completely unanswered. There's nothing they can do. Envoy gets 6, gets the cruise. Only Scrap left alive. And Ultra have failed so far on this map. They have found nothing.
Yet to really arrive on Asilo. Scrap needs a 1 versus 4 to keep this from getting a little bit embarrassing. Thieves running away with a search and destroy so far. And again, it's a first blood, and again, it's a round from it. Ultra unable to answer so far.
7-0 from Envoy. Everywhere he goes, Ultra tears in his wake.
And just one thing, it just feels like Envoy is running down the middle of the map every single time. He seems pretty much uncontested through mid, pushes through barrels, gets himself into secret. No problem whatsoever. Ultra, no clue.
Well, this is where you have to make adjustments. You have to figure out what's going wrong, what can we do better. Only Kleenex has a kill in 3 rounds for them. 7-0 for Envoy, 4-0 for Drazah. Octane's got a kill. Kenny hasn't found anything, but this time the tables have turned. Scrap and Hixie opening it up. Eventually Drazah goes to work and finds 2, stays alive at the door. Not quite. Not the dream. A 1v1 now for the round.
And he just does so well to find 2, and now he finds the 3rd. Octane, what's the play from his point of view now? Information, there it is. Bomb down over towards BB against Kleenex, Vaz in hand. Octane with the AR, it's going to be a hard gunfight to win. Both players engaging on each other, but getting away.
Oh my goodness, he hasn't seen it as he's turned, and Kleenex will win it. A round they so desperately needed. And just a little bit of timing, a little bit of a play. Neither going for the rechow, by the way.
It's a little nervier, champs. I don't know if you noticed. No, and that's always a really difficult one for Octane. When that bomb is down, and then at that stage, when you're up against a fast player like Kleenex, and the bomb is in that position, it's always going to be very difficult. Is he hiding on the site? Has he pushed into mid? So much info that is not really at your hands that you really need if you want to find Kleenex in that one. So Ultra have stopped the bleeding. 2 spree for Kleenex, but bearing in mind Envoy with that cruise missile, Drazah with 1 alongside.
And now we find out if Ultra reverse their fate. Drazah says no, calls us in. This will be info more than anything else.
Just opens up the B side of the map though for them, doesn't it? Yeah, it goes through the window, but they find very, very little. Now it's all about Octane kind of looking over towards that B side. Has anyone from Ultra leaked out there thinking the aggression would come in? Doesn't spot anything, but now Ultra not in a too bad of a position to hold this one down. Scrap with the snipe out, things weren't working over the first 3 rounds. Found a kill in that previous round to get Ultra on the ball and rolling. But the map in a weird place. Big kill from Drazah and Hixie though. That gets rid of the man behind the enemy lines. Octane with another, now a 4 versus 2.
A little bit chaotic. Scrap finds it with a quick scope. Gives a sign of life here, but it will still have to be a retake. Scrap and Insight still outnumbered. The dead silence active. He's found a better gun for this scenario as well, but they will still have to find the kills.
Scrap trying to find something through the wall. Insight just trying to play a bait if he can, but Envoy pops the door at the right time. Nearly finds the kill. Insight now left all on his own, but 1 HP and 2 members of Thieves to deal with yet.
Looking for him, and they're outnumbering him. They're out positioning. LA Thieves keep moving in the S&D. And the biggest problem there, that cruise missile, it moved
Ultra out of the positions. It allowed LA Thieves to make it more chaotic where they could get those trades in. And now they are having a very, very good time, as well as the fans in the arena.
Yeah, that Ultra guy could have picked probably a better position to be sitting in the crowd, especially in this search and destroy. Not looking good, but LA Thieves will be very, very happy with their performance so far. Envoy, Drazah running the show. Envoy's just really had the middle of this map all to his own. And he is reveling in every single moment that Ultra push him and just push him blindly. Finds one, Drazah with another CleanX with two though, 2v2.
Octane finds insight. CleanX alone, he's found two. He'll have to get the ace for this to work out, but the stun check comes in. The Thieves have him cornered. He will have to reposition and rethink his approach to this. A minute on the clock.
For all that, they got the information on him. They've wasted some utility and wasted a live 1v1.
Tobias looking for the ace, looking for the clutch, looking for the chance for his team to stay alive in this S&D. And Octane! Positioning pays. And he cannot check every corner. He cannot fire every direction. And in the end, it's a quick and simple kill.
Simple kill through that fence. I don't know if that exists, but either way, CleanX caught off guard on that one. The transition over towards B starts to come through. And that was 3 kills from CleanX before he gets cut down by Sam. Thieves still in a commanding position here in this search and destroy. And they need this map. They need this map. They don't want to be heading into a control against Ultra. Both teams very good control teams. We're now 5-1 to the good. They put a lot of money on Thieves winning this one at this moment in time, but now Ultra, can they find a way back? There's been a couple of rounds that have been close, but these cruise missiles are not going to help.
Well, there's first blood, and a cruise is coming in as well. Ultra, they're going to be known, they're going to have to try and stay alive.
And what this has done is just completely open field up for Drazah. Scrapz will find one of the Kenny, but Drazah is there to trade it back with a kill onto Insight. 3v2 in favor of Thieves.
And now Ultra are going to have to figure this out. Already Hicks coming into trouble, and now it all falls down to the Scrap. He's been the star player for Ultra, but he will have to go for the clutch, and he's been found, he's been seen. And the Thieves will not allow him to get a clean kill at any point today. Try and get him, he gets away, still flying about, no hills, and down he falls. And LA Thieves will answer back.
Didn't miss a beat, did not miss a beat. LA Thieves, simply far too much for Ultra in that search and destroy. Many a first blood and many a round followed. Ultra never really arrived on Asilo and get punished for it. Series very much on our hands now. Ultra cannot answer with another map. And LA Thieves will tie this one up. But let's just have a look at what we talked about. The first blood king in Envoy in this one. 4 for him. 1 apiece for Kenny and Drazah. Then 6 rounds and 6 first bloods that LA Thieves managed to find that conversion rate looking very, very nice.
Yeah, complete dominance from start to end. Drazah 10-2 as well. They had 2 cruise missiles to play with, and it was, you are right, every step of the way they were in control. There was very little that basically Ultra brought to this S&D.
Yeah, not much to Snoopy got. Yeah, people are like, what's going on here? You know, no, what's yeah, just keep the discussions nice and civil, I think it's fine. Look, they're friends. No bad words exchanged there. No, very good series on our hands, and I think everybody in the crowd will be happy about that one. But yeah, Thieves, that's a dominant win in comparison. What was a close game 1? I wonder if it gives them some momentum heading into the country.
Yeah, it certainly might do as well, and that might be the key. A little bit of a regain there for them as well. And to me, I'm looking forward to see how this one goes. But before we go anywhere so far, make sure you get your pre-order in. Warzone Mobile is coming. Hit the QR code, get it downloaded. Let's have some fun on that Warzone Mobile as well. But we'll see you for Call of Duty after this one. More to come up. LA Thieves versus Toronto Ultra, map 3, right after this.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
I think the vetoes wise, I think we definitely are changing up a little bit, but I think the 3-0 we lost a 6-5 map 2, and I think we had 2 different 1v1 like 2-second scenarios in the control, so I think those 2 maps really could have went either way. So I'm very confident playing them, especially, you know, it's champs time. We're playing on LAN again. We played our last online match a few days ago, or our last online scrim a few days ago, so it's, you know, it's time to get delusional confident, and I think we're gonna have a pretty good map set against them.
Talking about improvements towards champs, and improvements they've already had. Last time they played Toronto, just a couple of weeks ago, it was a 3-0. But a dominant performance on the S&T has turned this around. Tie game, control next.
And then we were speaking about the control that was very, very tight. He's right. It went to 2 different 1v1s in 2 rounds of control. It was something like that. It was very, very close. But both of those maps, 2 and 3, could have very easily went over towards Thieves. This time around, map 2 does. But we're heading to a very different control map in El Asilo. Both these 2 teams sitting at okay records. Toronto Ultra, though, with the better one at 11 and 4. Similar stats across the board. Offensive wins coming a little bit easier for Ultra, as are the defensive ones. You would expect it with around percentages like that their record will be looking good. Keeping an eye on Kenny and Scrap, they're the real difference makers for these 2 teams when it comes down on these maps, putting up serious numbers on the defensive side. Both these 2 teams can have to be at their best here.
Let's find out. Right now, LA Thieves will be the first team to attack. Try and get a good break off of this one as well. Envoy goes for it. He finds his second, but will be traded. And a breath there. LA Thieves will have to reset. Fortunately, they know no player will be pushed up too far yet.
Yeah, they don't really want somebody like Scrap to be doing that. They want Pixie and Kleenex to get themselves in awkward little positions. Scrap insight, you can sit tight. Irons up. LA Thieves will get a closer spawn over towards the bar side and can now start to make some inroads, but it's a really good start to the defensive side for Ultra. And there's that play that we talk about, Hixie getting in from behind, finds 2. This has been picture perfect from Ultra so far. Not a single member of Thieves making a forward step towards anywhere they can do anything with.
Scrap holding down Radio Tower. Insight will try and hold down B as well. Looks like LA Thieves just chose not to go anywhere near Scrap. They've gone a different direction. Rather than face that rookie, they've turned tail.
Yeah, and the problem is here for Thieves, you've had no map pressure in towards the mid-map. Starting to make some inroads over towards B, but they are not winning gunfights eventually. Kenny and Drazah will get something on the board, and that just takes one big moment to find yourself in a good position and control. The push over towards B starting to come through. Ultra on their way.
Actually just holding it down. Has to tag aBeZy here as well. The pressure's going to be on. You're going to see Octane as well, but that nade is better. And now LA Thieves, they have the numbers here as well. They're going to find the kill. Scrap hasn't died yet, but he will have to get it. Gets it with a cruise missile. But will they go for this? Will they have enough bodies and enough time to get into this position? That second tick is almost done.
It's about to come through, but Thieves need to be pretty much perfect. LA Thieves, can you hold it down? Ultra now on their way over to try and do something about this. Off the top rope was Hixie. He gets taken down. Scrapz can answer back, but the time is extended. B is captured. Those lives were looking a lot worse only 30 seconds ago, but Thieves starting to find some inroad over towards the A side as well. Ultra set up, but they found the kills here, Thieves. A minute to go, they have an opportunity here at it.
Inside, no, the pressure is walking towards him. Octane is going to fall as well. Scrapz doing the work. The ARs of Ultra may have given them a chance. Envoy still alive, still stopping that clock. Eventually he's going to try and make this magic happen for his team.
Envoy inside the point. Kleenex tries to make his way through, finds the kill. Hixie one over towards the far side, just trying to slow Thieves down. Who are on the way. Octane nearly turns on Kleenex, but with 45 seconds and 7 lives remaining, it's looking like an Ultra round, but it's not quite done yet. Thieves starting to make some roads through. Hixie is the one they really have to worry about, but Kleenex in the point is also a big problem. 6 lives now for Thieves, 5 to go.
So we have to be about the perfect push. Hixie still roaming. Ultra have good positioning. They don't have radio tower though. Inside an Envoy looking to try and find something here as well. Kenny will find a kill, but he's only got 2 teammates up. Scrapz looking for him at the same time, and that's a gunning. Kleenex is alive. LA Thieves have nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. And that'll be the first round for Ultra. Envoy fighting for his life, but he falls.
And the damage was almost just done in the first minute there. Thieves did a really good job of getting a hold of B. It's never chalked in control. It doesn't matter how many lives, time, whatever. If you can find a good break, you can win the round. And Thieves kind of did the hard part over towards B, but you just couldn't get some good control over radio when you needed it. You found Kenny over there, but then you've run out of lives, run out of time. It's too little, too late. Thieves with a good answer back to what was a dominant start from Ultra, but Ultra will find the round. Thieves will find themselves some ticks as well. But bear that in mind when we do head over towards the latter stages. But yeah, big performances from Scrapping inside there, and Hixie and Kleenex chipping in the bar area. Now for Thieves, what's the options here? Ultra on their way. Kenny will find the first blood though. Kills to be traded on there. Ultra with some inroads over towards it.
Pretty much the same as last time around, but obviously the sides have flipped. Drazah holding down radio tower, nothing for Ultra to begin with. Inside already, lost most of his life. Octane will clean that one up as well. Ultra, a reset for them as they come back off the respawn. Octane though with the stun check, he's going to fall.
Spawn over towards the green side for Toronto Ultra. Starting to make some inroads over towards the middle of the map. They just pivot over towards the A side. Drazah the only one who can really do anything about this yet. Kenny now on his way over. Drazah just trying to butter them up and wait for the rest of the team to find a way through. Kleenex puts the pressure on, but here come Thieves.
Kenny knows he needs to stay alive. He's waiting to see if any pressure comes through the top as well, but that ticket's almost done as they go to swoop into it as well, and there is a dive and a fly. And this time LA Thieves will stop the pressure. They have stopped that tick going in at 8. Coming off that respawn, Ultra will now have to go all the way through, and that is an absolute laser.
The crispies coming in from Drazah over towards the B side. I really like the play from him. You know they find the kills over towards the A. You've lost 2 ticks. Oh! Insight's just been eviscerated by Kenny. And LA Thieves are starting to run it up here in the defensive side. Ultra being forced back, 30 seconds to go.
And now they're going to have to commit. They have to go one way or the other. They need to make a move. They found a couple of kills though. They can get back into it, but LA Thieves know this play. They know what's coming for them as well, as Kenny has got 2 Envoy and will get another scrap. The only one left alive for Ultra. And this push has fallen. Ultra are beaten at this point. Octane will be holding field. There is no safe place for them to go.
Oh, this is just dead and buried for Ultra in this round. LA Thieves making it look very convincing, but one last roll of the dice for Ultra. 2 seconds to go. It ain't gonna happen. LA Thieves run through Ultra in round number 2.
That was devastating. As soon as they went for that retake on the way, something that most teams don't always commit to. They beat them back, and Ultra just had nowhere to go. They were just dying over and over again, staggered off of that respawn. And technically now, LA Thieves lead this control.
Yeah, in a better spot to get a hold of that defense heading into round number 5. But looking towards it, a really nice play I seen when they cleared them off A as well. Drazah so heads up. No, they're going to spawn over towards green. Get yourself topped in. And have yourself a game from there. 2 big kills coming on through to 3 spree for him, 3 spree for Envoy. Kenny 4 in a row. A dominant end to that round from the LA Thieves. Can they have a better start to their attack this time around? Envoy onto Hixie, Scrap onto Octane. And that control for Ultra that was so good from them last time is still going to be there. Drazah gets cut down.
Still Scrap every step of the way. Envoy though, looking for this kill. Now can they make a move? Already going to stop this clock. They have managed to get onto B, and Envoy finds another one, a 6 streak for him. Turning up, they're going to get into this B positioning. They're waiting for the flag to come through as well. Farming off of that respawn. And they have to deal with him. They are going to have to find this player before anything else comes through.
The Dark Prince of Asilo just keeps on killing everybody on Ultra. That's 8 in a row now for him. The tick's starting to come in over towards the B side. LA Thieves might have a hold of this. Insight's on his way over, but they get off because the cruise missile's coming in. Ultra managed to pick up one of those in a previous round, but that will just slow them down. Thieves still in control over towards B.
They're just getting the kills, and that is slowly ticking up from them as well. Octane holding it. Ultra still want to contest this. They know if they can get a few kills, it might help them out in the long run, but it's too little, it's too late. B is now gone. Only one player, Hicksy, remains in a position, but gunned out of his socks. 9 kills for Envoy. They have moved B to A, and the kill feed erupts for LA Thieves. Get in your spawn, stay there. You are not allowed to come to this point.
Envoy has just ran amok amongst the Mack here. Just fantastic work from all of the side of Thieves. Ultra just overextend towards B, holding on by the hair on their chinny chin chin. It can get nowhere near Envoy and the boys. Standout performance in that round. Thieves are loving Asilo right now.
And that was a massacre and a masterpiece of how to play an attacking role. No deaths, I think, for Envoy on that side.
He might have died right at the end, but honestly, who cares when you find that amount in a row? And yeah, for me, really a misstep from Ultra. They use the cruise missile, but they don't find the follow-up kills, but they keep trying and trying and trying to keep them away from B, when realistically, just lick your wounds and move over towards A. You can hold that down for a long, long time. And Envoy, you are right, did not die. 10 in a row. Hey, let's see a few more.
Here we go, Ultra will now have to find a way back. They were slaughtered last time. Clinics though opens up, gets on the Drazah, looking for it as well. Kenny's going to be there. But here he comes, Envoy. Asilo is his playground. Queenex, first one to fall. That's an 11 streak now. Still moving, still proving why he's so dangerous and so deadly. He's going to keep going for it. He jumps straight over the top, and that is an overheated Chow, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his team are trying to help him out here. Ultra holding down the fort. They get A right back into it. And now they're going to try and transition to B themselves.
And we were concentrating on what Envoy was doing in Ultra. I was just sitting at the point and soaking it up. Everybody from Thieves not finding anything. And all of a sudden, you're not in the best of positions over towards the B side. Ultra keeping that pressure on. For all it's felt like they got beaten to a pulp in those previous 2 rounds. A very winnable one here in round number 4. Now the pressure started to come in. Envoy, Octane, just about thriving under it. Scrapz finds a comeback. He should not in the middle of the map to keep that pressure on. Ultra still with a very good chance here. A minute and 40 to go. Just got to keep an eye on players like Octane, finding a push-up. SMG in his hands of all things. And Ultra just trying to find those kills in the mid-map, but Scrapz the only one who can do anything about it. They get cut down and forced back into their spawn.
And now the issues arise. Ultra do not have the map control. What they do have is sharks circling them, waiting for their taste of flesh. They are in their spawn and they are in trouble. 1 minute 15 to break this deadlock. Even Octane is flying at them now. They do not want to let them breathe.
Have to be careful though. You start to lose those gunfights. You start to lose control of lanes that you need to lock down. Insight is slipped through one of those lanes that we talked about. He's being found. He's being hunted by none other than Envoy. The pressure just keeps on rolling through from Thieves. 50 seconds to go for Ultra. It takes one good break. That's all it takes for Ultra to get themselves back into this game. But so far, so good for Thieves. They are keeping this pressure on.
They just cannot find any way through at the moment. And oh! Hicksy stays alive. Ultra will be feeling this pressure now. They know they need to win it. They have inside control, but Thieves are stacked towards this point. For Ultra, it's everything in the next few gunfights. The trades must go their way, but they've lost bodies. And Octane proves why he's the human turret. And they are back in their spawn with 18 seconds.
One last roll of the dice from Toronto Ultra on Asilo Control here. It needs to be perfect. LA Thieves are starting to turtle up. Toronto Ultra making some inroads over towards the middle of the map. Last chance.
Already knows. Envoy will find the first. Hicksy will fall. The second one for Ultra. Queenex tries to dive through. Down he falls as well. Drazah will go down to Insight. Scrapz gets one as well. It's not over. Not by a long shot. Octane will fly out there as well. It's again Scrapz. Insight finds a kill. And they remain with a 0.1 seconds on it. But they must not falter.
missile. And Toronto Ultra have held again for a few more seconds.
No lives remaining. You're going to get towards the point of your Ultra. Drazah fights too. This might be it.
Inside, bouncing, fighting for his life, but he goes down. There is no Cinderella story. There is no glass slipper on Asilo. LA Thieves take the control.
Dominant until it wasn't. LA Thieves so good throughout that map, but with 0.1 seconds, it's not enough time to win a round if you are Toronto Ultra. You cannot stutter, you cannot be bodied that often and expect to find something in the dying seconds. A convincing performance from Thieves. In map number 3 and map number 2, Asilo was very much their playground. I don't think Ultra will be want to see any more Asilo against Thieves for quite some time. That has been dominant, and look at the difference in the kill death ratio. We try not to talk about it too much. Toronto Ultra just got smoked.
Yeah, it was like a whole different LA Thieves. After that hard point, they said, hey, just so you guys are aware, we won this last year. You may have forgotten, watch this. And since then, they haven't stopped. Obviously, the performance, the streak from Envoy, the catalyst that changed the game for them.
And I want to give Envoy his flowers, absolutely. The 11 spree was massive, but I really feel like Toronto Ultra overchild over towards B. They use their cruise missile, and I think sometimes when that happens, when you invest so much into trying to get it back, you're like, well no, we must get it back here, because we don't want to overinvest and get nothing in return, essentially. And they kept on trying to fight for B when it looked lost, and it was lost. Then they overextend, you lose the gunfights, and it's an easy transition for the LA Thieves over towards that A side. And this was it, wasn't it? Envoy 6 spree at this stage, went on to find 11. LA Thieves in perfect control of B. If I'm Ultra at this stage, yeah, okay, you've used your cruise missile, gets them off it, but you don't find any gunfights after that, back up to it. You gotta back up. Just give Thieves an open door to walk through from then on out. It looked like nothing but a Thieves win was going to come onto that scoreboard, find themselves in the lead, heading onto an Bagra hard point.
And you know what? This hard point next, I still don't count either of them out. Yeah, it got a little bit dominant, got a little bit away from them. Ultra, good first round. After that, not so great. But they won that first hard point. As we go into the second one, they'll be looking to recapture that magic. You do not want an on-form LA Thieves.
I mean, that is an absurd outslay. Absurd. Thieves very hot on the gunny. In map number 3, we'll have to be on Fortress. Let me get there in a few moments' time. Should be a very, very close one based on what we've seen in that first hard point, but Thieves have got to be better on the rotations on this map. It's kind of similar in terms of HyDra. Rotations win you games when it comes down to Fortress. We're specifically thinking about P3, the big money maker. Ultra have got to switch back on. They have been really flat over the last 2 maps. Nothing to speak of. Kind of got bodied over the last 2. They need to step in and have a good start here in map number 4, as this one could very, very quickly get out of hand.
It certainly could. Speaking though, going back thinking about that first hard point, how different it could have been if maybe Thieves have been a little bit better on the rotations. Something that they probably will have their coaches just reminding them of here, hey, look, we cannot try and break every single time. We've got to be a little bit better on this one. We can put this series to bed. We do not have to go to a map 5. Just win this hard point and move on. Get revenge for 2 weeks ago.
And again, look, I mean, everyone was thinking, oh yeah, Ultra, yeah, they've been the boogeyman for LA Thieves throughout this entire season. In the 3-0 a couple of weeks ago, you'd be feeling confident, but nonetheless, LA Thieves knew 2 of those maps were very, very close last time around. They've taken them this time. But in terms of the matchup over champs history, KiSMET, only 4 appearances to Kenny's 5. The average placing very much belonging to that man on the right-hand side of your screen.
Yeah. The veteran, although it's weird to say that about Kenny, watched him since his career started realistically, but there is a little bit of a bias. Kenny's done this a few times. He's been to those grand finals. He's won 1 of them. KiSMET, he's been to 1, but never managed to get that ring. And they will be digging deep. They'll be figuring this one out. We've got to play our game. We have got to stop them. Winner's bracket is the dream. Lower bracket is never in the plans.
It's champs. Everyone's a shock. You do not want to drop into that losers bracket. You want to give yourself that best opportunity. And maybe this is an opportunity for the side of Toronto Ultra to get back into this one. Records, not too dissimilar. LA Thieves with the advantage in that department. But the real difference here, rotation and break, very, very close, but the whole percentage is something that is not going to be pleasant viewing for Ultra. You've got to hold your hills on this one. If you can find those rotations like you did last time, you lock in hills like P3 and so, you should be able to force a map number 5.
Now we're looking for it already. The first blows will come to cause. There will be LA Thieves looking for that P2 as well, and they're going to have to break out of this one. Toronto Ultra push back for a second.
Really good start from Thieves, nightmarish for Ultra. Nearly a nightmare of a gunfire for Octane. A really good lock-ins coming through LA Thieves. Fantastic start. Exactly what you want, and now you're over towards the stables. If you scrap, you're just going to find a way to fight your way out. Speaking of scrap, him and KiSMET, very active in the kill feed when it comes down to this map. 3rd and 5th respectively in kills over the 10 minutes per game. It's just kill after kill after kill for Ultra, but so far it is kill after kill after kill from Thieves. A small amount of respite for Scrap and Co as they can find a route through over towards P2, but a wonderful start for Thieves.
But can they hold it? They're trying to break out. They're trying to get a little bit of way forward. Octane just holding them down here. Ultra still don't have this rotation. They still don't have the bodies either. They are outnumbered.
And that's a cruise missile off the rip for Octane. Starting so well for the side of Thieves. It's not what Ultra wanted. Inside can find one back, but it's been perfect so far from the LA boys. KiSMET is somebody who can maybe find a breakthrough, can find one, gets traded. Ultra not quite at the races yet. It's been great hold from Thieves, 50 points and rising.
HyDra not finding a kill, but Envoy will! And eventually, the toes will get in. Ultra find a way into this point, but they are still being fought. LA Thieves not giving them a second. And this rotation could prove crucial. They have to get past Drazah. They need something.
It's a desperation push from Ultra towards the end. They had to find these kills and do so. But Scrap has to back on down. Cannot find anything on the mid-map. Cross LA Thieves. First one over. Scrap just walks through gate. Finds one. Finds two. Where are the rest of Ultra there, though? Not close enough. But is that possibly a door slightly ajar? Toronto Ultra can find a way through, but they keep running into Envoy.
They are being slaughtered on this map. They eventually find a few kills. They've got the in. They've got the spawns as well. Octane will fall. And a breath of relief. A slight respite from the onslaught that has been thundering towards Ultra this entire time. Here comes a cruise missile, though. Is anybody in position?
That's not what you want to see when you're calling the cruise in. Hit it off the wall. Yeah, okay, you get HyDra. But 2 of your teammates dying whilst that's been called is not ideal. HyDra sitting at 0-9. Just can't find anything in this moment in time, but he will not care. His team have control of P3, but do they for very long? Envoy's inside. Scrap can't find the second, but his teammate will. HyDra will find 3 to answer his critics immediately. With 20 seconds to go, Ultra can tie it up. Have a route out already as well. That comes down to Scrap. Finding those first 2 kills on the transition, just so easily walking through gate. And that opens up the door for Toronto Ultra to quite happily walk through. Spawn out here for Ultra as well as we head over towards P4.
There is fight. They are not going away in this one. They are a hard fight as well as KiSMET off the top row with the back. Still staying alive, trying to play his role as well. Octane will eventually find him. They are pinning in Ultra at the moment. It's a 1-point game as we head towards this.
Inside now, trying to find the gunfight down to Kenny. Trying to find some route through. LA Thieves are pinned back just a little bit here, though. I think they would like to keep Ultra in for just a little bit longer. But a force spree for HyDra. After a 0-9 start, can he find the 5th? Not quite. Ultra trying to find a way through. Inside over towards the top rails. And Thieves spawning out. This is potential time for Ultra.
They're holding. Waiting for it as well. Those trophies have made him weak as well. Octane finds his way into it as well, but into the guns of Insight, who's still alive, trying to make sure he can get everything done. There's Kenny. There's a... Oh! It's all bang! But it's not enough. Still fighting for his life. Envoy eventually gets him out of top rails, but it has been a hard-fought cannon's point.
Every dog in Las Vegas here, and that call. My word, Insight does so well to find a couple to just answer back to Thieves' pressure. And Ultra will keep this very, very tight. But keep an eye on HyDra here. Well, he's dead already. He's died many, many times. 13 in a row. LA Thieves finding these kills on transition. Looking over towards the Blacksmith site. The kill's starting to run on through. You've got Kenny in a perfect position over towards bottom art as well. Toronto Ultra have got to clear this out.
Right now they have it. LA Thieves just holding. You can see Ultra waiting for reinforcements, not overcommitting towards Blacksmith. It is not an easy push for them now. Every angle is being held as they don't get it, but Scrap will find 2. He opens up receiving. Octane is throwing bullets towards the gate, but he's now outnumbered and gunned by Scrap on a 4. He takes down every single member of LA Thieves.
And And they do a really good job there. Ultra, you just have somebody in towards the bottom outside. It's distracting at best. But now Thieves over towards the backside. Neither one of these teams really got a real good read on exactly where everybody else is. But it doesn't matter. The gunfights fall over towards Thieves' side. It's a 30-point lead for them. And now for Ultra, you've got to find a way out of these P1 spawns. You have to get out over towards the Bance side. Nixie might just be the one to get them out as CleanX and Cole will now find a route through over towards the P2 side. Kenny just surviving somehow and just slaying nearly everybody as CleanX will find them down. Thieves in control, but for Ultra, crucially, you do have some men out.
Now you see a little bit of a pinch developing as well. They've got players coming up both angles. Well, inside winning a gunfight against Drazah.
Big wins.
Scrapz continues to make sure they do not fall out of this game. Every time they need him, he is there. It's 13-14. The game remains close from big kills.
They know that Drazah is behind, though. They did. But the gunfight falls Drazah's way anyway. He knows they have to search for him. The rest of the Thieves just trying to create that chaos over towards P1 to try and get a hold of it as Drazah now will stay alive. Will get the spawns for his teammates. Good job from him. 20 seconds to go now. Over towards P1. Ultra needed a decent rotation here. Looking like they have that control. It's a 30-point lead.
Inside alone though, trying to make sure he can stay. He needs reinforcements. He needs those angles cut down for him as well. He's looking too many different things as well, but that will be broken. And LA Thieves in prime position. Let's find out how they are feeling though. It's an LA Thieves. Listen in.
Close right now. They must be going hops, guys.
Nice. Open. P5.
Where'd he go?
Open.
I don't have trophy. I don't have trophy.
Timers or no?
They can go right. They can go right.
Front of me. Yeah, last one. Play your kills though.
Just hide.
I'm down liver stage.
Yeah, I'm ready, Ken.
I had to go double.
That's fine.
Commit to this time. Commit to this time. Heavy commit to this time.
That's box.
Nice.
That's box.
Top dark to dub. Charlie out.
I got it.
Flag.
It's my left.
Flag, Toby.
I'm
bench. Just spawn it back.
Open me. Yeah, I'm trying to help you. In open already. In open. Play your kills. Open. Nice. Shoot up. Play your kills. Nice. Good job.
I'm challenging this, Ken.
That's fine.
Challenge.
Hey, spawn to the back. Watch out.
Okay, just get this time. He's gonna be maps. Get this 20.
He might hit the Zek.
Yeah.
It's Hexy.
Open. Yeah, watch out. Yeah, let's go.
We're going right.
One shot.
They're probably still.
No. What's this one on Toby?
I'm trying to hold for a second.
Okay, let's triple right, bro. Let's triple
Yeah,
right.
they have a trophy top circle. I think he's up there. They have a trophy top circle.
He's top right. Top center. I'm one shot right.
Toby should be behind you.
Dead.
Nice.
I'm one shot.
I'm so one.
I'll jump. Okay, jump. Go. Close. Two left. I got one.
Hey, Bass.
This guy's box.
Bass as well.
Slow down. They spawn there. No streak. They spawn there.
LA Thieves feeling the pressure as they try to up the comms, they try to get back into this. But the rotation from Ultra is everything they could have dreamed for. They must hold this down against LA Thieves and an on-fire Octane.
Scrapz is making the pressure on in the middle of that. Finds 3 on his own. Completely shuts Thieves down. He's really stepping it up. We're talking about Octane when we were listening. 29 and 15. Scrapz is trying to match him as best he can, but the pressure's still coming in. Over towards the P3 side. It's 3-piece after 3-piece from the main ARs on the teams. Ultra, though, this is something they absolutely needed. We were talking about how it felt like game number 1, but this time around, Ultra haven't been able to find a rotation. The first time they do it, it's a full 60.
And Hexy goes to the reload and he will fall as well. And now Scrapz trying to hold it. Already Octane's crossed that 30-point threshold. 31 kills so far for him. A lot of game left to go as well.
It's the first time Ultra into the lead. They found a lot of good pressure around this rail side. Cannot find the kill there if you're CleanX inside though. It was so big for them here last time, but Envoy can hold it down this time. Drazah will get dealt with. Ultra fighting for the back foot, but the snapper from inside. Can't they find a route through? Thieves still towards the back.
And they found the kills as well. Octane is down, gunned! Insight turns up on a 5 streak. Everybody falls. And now they have control. They have the lead. They must hold this for a time. They were not good on Blacksmith last time around either.
This time around, though, they will have a cruise missile in the back pocket of Jamie Craven, who just does not stop killing everybody from Thieves that he keeps finding. 5-3 for Scrapz, 7 for Insight. It's been pretty much 90 uncontested points from Toronto Ultra. As we head over towards the Blacksmith now, it was very, very messy. Neither team really got a good hold of it. Can it be Thieves this time around to find themselves back into that one? But this time, Ultra have got 2 cruise missiles.
They will, and they will use at least one of these to try and break it if they can get in position. They're already finding the kills, so they might not need it. Octane still alive, falls to Insight in the end, who continues to accelerate into this game. Nobody going to be on the point as both teams just throw haymakers at each other across this entire map. Eventually, LA Thieves clean house and get on.
Hellishly entertaining from both these 2 teams. It is just chow after chow after chow. The square up on Fortress that we thought it would be has been entertaining so far. Resurgence from Ultra will find themselves in a 20-point lead as we're heading over towards the Blacksmith now.
Nobody wants to get on this point.
Nobody's
They know there's ARs everywhere, ready to strike as well. But it will be LA Thieves. They've got the scrap time. It will not be a recommit from Ultra on it. They want P1, they want P2, and they want this map.
Making sure they stay alive over towards the backside here. They do not want to spawn over towards the P1 side. And now this is where you can use the artillery you have gained, you have deserved. The game is tied as we head into a third rotation of hills. But the kills starting to come through from Ultra. This cruise missile won't be needed. They find the kills where needed. Kenny inside of Art may just be the one to break them out.
Well, they're relying on as well as Scrapz starts locking down the doors, battening the hatches. Eventually will fall to Octane, who gets his own too. He says, hold on, come on through, teammates, let's clear the path, but no! Shut down as well, they are back in the spawn once again.
Ultra can just about win it, but not if Envoy's got anything to say about it. Finds 2 in a row. Ultra can just about win it here at P1. Thieves gonna find a breakthrough, they're gonna find a rotation over towards the P2 side. HyDra is not slowing down now though.
Envoy goes to the chow, he's weak, HyDra here as well, and will fall.
Big wins.
LA Thieves will not lose onto this point as well. The spawns have been flipped. The shoe is now on the other foot, as Ultra will have to break and find their way over to P2.
LA Thieves are spawning them in, they're keeping them in as well. P2 locked in for Thieves. It's a 30-point lead for the side of Ultra. They do still have that cruise missile to help them out here. Drazah and Kodo, these kills are massive. Over towards the gate side, there's a huge gunfight. Octane, he's staying alive as long as he can, as are the rest of Thieves. But HyDra will find Octane 20 seconds away from Ultra, sending us to a map number 5.
They have a little bit of positioning. The sky may open, that cruise missile may come through. There it is, in sight, deliverance from on high. Can he find the kills he wants? He's already contested out by finds 2. Inside will get Kenny, and they are in. They are still there. Ultra will send this to a map 5 in 5 seconds. Drazah will go down. There will be a contest. There will be very little else for LA Thieves, and a map 5 between these 2 titans will grace our main stage.
Oh, and Scrapz is letting everybody know about that one. A statement performance once again from the rookie. And all Ultra needed was one good rotation, and they are screaming back into the hard point. And from there, it's scrappy, it's messy. But every single moment that Ultra needed to go their way did. First rotation was so poor from them, they'll be disappointed in that, but they will not care 1 ounce. Map number 4 goes their way. We promised a banger, we've got it. Map number 5 incoming.
Well, what other way could it end? I hope those of you who got your Thursday tickets are entertained, because I certainly am.
And I just want to say, it was literally the Scrap and Octane show. It was every single time Scrap would find 3, Octane's like, yeah, okay, 3 back immediately. Look at the damage from Scrap at 4,400. Envoy is right alongside him. But it really did feel like the AR battle, didn't it? It felt like the moments that turned the game in Ultra's favor was where Scrap was finding those kills everywhere, left, right, and center. Bearing in mind, actually, I want to give a shout out to HyDra, who was 0-9 at one stage. And a massive regain to still just keep it even from that stage on. When he started stepping up, he actually found himself a huge gunfight against Octane over towards the P2 side. And an Embassy Search and Destroy to close it. I don't mind if you do. You know, I'm looking forward to this one. What a game this has been between these 2 teams. Decided on Embassy.
Certainly will. Well, we're going to a break to catch our breath for more action right after this. LA Thieves and Toronto Ultra will settle the score on a map 5 at Champs. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
So I'm with Scrapz from the Toronto Ultra ahead of their first match of Champs 2023. First of all, how are you feeling about heading up against the 100 Thieves?
I'm feeling good. You know, I'm always feeling good. We're always having a good time in the Toronto camp. And yeah, you know, we put a lot of work into this, and we're going to come out and show what we can do.
Well, I love to hear that. And Scrapz, there's a lot of eyes on you, especially as well your teammate as well, 2 rookies in the mix here. You guys have already won a major, so you've got that out the way. Champs is now here. How are you guys feeling? How's prep been going to lift that final trophy?
Yeah, you know, practice is we put everything in this past 3 weeks. You know, champs is everything. You got to win the big one, no matter if no one cares about the majors. Everyone cares about champs, and you know, we're feeling good.
Now, lastly, on stats, on paper, it seems like you got 100 Thieves number. Do you guys feel that way going into this match?
You know, we know Thieves is a really good team. They are individually super talented. You know, it's a hard team to beat, but you know, no matter who we play against, we're feeling always good, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
I love that so much. Thank you so much, Scrapz, and best of luck.
Of course, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Champs. It is a monster of a game we have seen so far, Ton.
A monster indeed. So we head into map number 5. The crowd's been getting loud in between the break. We just heard from Scrapz speaking a lot of that. Feeling confident up against this LA Thieves side. He will be now, maybe not when they were 2-1 down, but heading into a map number 5. It's what we all wanted. It's what we all thought may well happen. These two teams so well matched. Search and Destroy though, map number 2. Let's not get it twisted, was dominant from Thieves. They will want to repeat the same again as we head over towards the embassy.
Well, let's see how this ends, how it goes. Who walks in to the winner's bracket, who falls into lower.
Looking over towards the stats, I mean, Envoy, you've got to talk about how good he has been in this series. Phenomenal for the team. But which way does this one go? It's a hard one to call. Both these two squads matching up well. And if Scrapz gonna shoot like that, Toronto Ultra have got a hellishly good chance. LA Thieves have got aggressive on this defensive side. Now they're gonna be punished for it. Scrapz is just working away. Envoy will deal with him. It's now a 2 versus 3 in favor of Ultra.
And oh my goodness, wait a second. He gets the trade with his own nade. Octane is alone in a 1 versus 2. It's a good start from Ultra. Will it be a good end to the round? That is the key.
Octane's staying alive. Ultra with those numbers is going to make a difference. In terms of their planning, 3rd in the league when it comes to getting these bombs down. They like to do it, and on this attack, they've found it in round number 1. Can Octane do anything about this? Spots inside out, knows exactly where he's going to be playing, but the information is there for Ultra.
Oh, and it's actually in a good position over there. What is the hitting? Octane finds so many rounds, but it's not enough to get a kill. 26 seconds, these players will play their lives. aBeZy will get the kill in the end. And Octane must be so mad. He's done so much damage that round.
I'd love to see his damage for 1 round there, because that was absurd. Insight apparently built of stronger stuff, as is aBeZy. But this was what started things off. The first blood from Scrapz, finding the head of Drazah, who is so influential for the team of LA Thieves on this one. Scrapz with the second one, but Drazah over the air at 1.56. He needs to be there for the team from the get-go. He gets blooded. Ultra find the round.
And now, we'll see what LA Thieves can do on their attack. They're looking for it as well. A little bit patient from us, but they do get a little bit of B control.
Insight's just going to try to stay alive here, but look at this aggression. aBeZy has found a crack in the defense, and all of a sudden he's in a good position to shut this down. The shots are there though, but Octane there to cover aBeZy. Will get rid of Envoy, but the bomb is crucially down for the LA Thieves. 3v3 retake and have to come in from Ultra.
Scrapz may be the catalyst they need though. Has dead silence. He has a bet waiting for him as well. They've called it. He backs off. He's not giving him an easy kill. Not an easy, but the mana fights at the same time. It's now Kenny alone. A 1 versus 3. aBeZy's a player on top, a player behind, a player on bomb. Can get none of them. Ultra 2-0 up now in the S&D.
Huge kills coming in over towards the bomb site. We were concentrating on Scrapz for Octane, which is the crucial kill in the end. But Ultra just posted themselves up and waited for anybody to come in for a peek. They find the kills, they find the round. Kind of disappointed with that one, but yeah, if Octane maybe stays alive towards the back, it comes down to small moments. But Ultra already 1 step further than they were in map number 2. There's 2 rounds to the good from them. Toronto 4-1 over stage 5, where they will take their final game in round 11 against FaZe. So they've been great on aBeZy as of recent, and have found some way through over towards the B side. But can they answer back Drazah? The man of the moment when it comes down, aBeZy cannot find the second, but in a dangerous position.
Completely changed up as well. Scrapz has a back, they're running through as well. Clinics will find Drazah. It's chaos now, the battle lines are blurred. Everybody is everywhere. LA Thieves are outnumbered. This next kill could be the round.
I don't think anyone has information where they need it, and it is not there for Octane, as Clinics will find him. Kenny, though, does he get any good timing here onto Scrap? Absolutely not. That bomb goes down. Ultra staring down the barrel of a 3-0 lead. Been dominant so far. Scrap was running the show. And LA Thieves are yet to wake up in map number 5 yet.
They are, and I will give credit though as well. Ultra, the complete change-up. Scrap no longer sniping, goes for the aggressive push, gets through. They almost get punished. Tiny bit of COD timing works out, but it works out beautifully. And now, Ultra commanding position.
What's the switch up that Thieves need to do here? First Blood's something that has really come their way quite often, but it hasn't been there yet. It really hasn't. Now for Ultra, is the aggression going to pay off this time around? It's a change around from them as well, as now Thieves trying to make their way through. Hixie with the first blood. Hixie surviving and continue to slay. Finds the second. It's another round where Thieves are at a disadvantage.
Octane has to get out of there. 15 life points remaining. A strong breeze would have knocked him down. But they don't have anything. No bomb, no positioning. No idea what these players are. Insight might have been seen by Drazah, but he definitely saw him.
Time ticking. On the side of Thieves now, 50 seconds to go, and Kleenex just in a wonderful position to continue his spree, as do Ultra with the rounds. It's 4 in a row for the Toronto side, who are breezing through Thieves right now.
And after that last S&D, I was worried for Ultra coming into this one. But it's a whole different ball game. For LA Thieves, an adjustment is more than necessary. They will have to figure this out. They cannot let 2 more rounds slip, but they must win 6 of their own. Kleenex on a 5 streak as well. Here comes the push. Ultra going super aggressive, but caught. First blood for Kenny. It's been read by the Thieves.
And they're very much buttered up here as they headed over. The health will be regenerating now. Bomb going down. Envoy, prime position to do something about this, and he may well start to move there as well. Yeah, okay, Scrap starting to move around. Doesn't cover off the bases where Thieves are sitting. This would take something for Scrap to win this round. Not gonna happen. Thieves will get themselves onto the board. And it's just the aggression from Kenny. Catches so many of them across, not just finding the kill, finding the info. He has seen a lot of bodies. And LA Thieves can just sit back, try and find the picks. They knew a lot of Ultra were around that site. They find the round, and a much needed one at that.
Just managed to break down the walls. Ultra had a strategy. That strategy only lasted about 5 seconds until Kenny got the first blood. But something to smile about for LA Thieves. Ultra fans, they want to keep going though. And here at Champs, everything on the line. Last match of the day. One team moves forward, one team moves down.
And that was one of the first examples we've seen of some of the heavy advantageous stats from some of these two teams. Plant percentage is there for Ultra quite a lot, but LA Thieves, one of the best teams that we've taken over towards the B side, and there's the first blood. Drazah with a 3 spree, starting to wake up, but is it going to be too late? This bomb will go down. Are Thieves going to be in a good enough position to deal with the pressure that will come in from Ultra?
Hixie already finds one as well. Drazah going to be up top. This is prime position. Everybody's going to know he's here, and he guns Hixie, gets away. Will he get the second? Still alive. Scrap eventually guns him as well. Down to a 2 versus 2. But they will have to find these players. Kenny and Octane combining into a 5-1. Kenny for the clutch. A 1 versus 2. Oh, he doesn't get the kill on the inside. Scrap on Overwatch. Kenny finds it. 19 seconds, a 1v1. And here we go. Kenny looking.
Did he see him?
Guessing. Going for inside. Dumps up. Finds the kill. Gets off the bomb. And oh my goodness. LA Thieves bomb down. 4 players up. Prime positions over the map. Die to Ultra.
Kenny just did not finish his dinner on that kill on the the guy who was over towards the bomb site. If he kills inside there, he gets away into orange. Scrapz top aBeZy. The round is probably gone. But he doesn't find the kill. Does so well to find Scrapz. Insight was so close to defusing it, but sees Kenny, hops off it, guns him. Ultra 5-1 to the good here. In a map 5 that promised so much, but it's been so one-sided. Thieves need a huge comeback now.
Scrapz has brought out the old boomstick once again. Devastating first 2 rounds. Haven't seen its like since. Already pressure for them. Both teams have everything up, but Scrapz will fall to Drazah. And so will he get the second. CleanX goes down as well. Envoy finds the third. LA Thieves says this is not ending like this.
Impressive play from Thieves once again. They find a route through over towards the backside, which just allows everybody else from Thieves to take a step back. Don't need to be too aggressive, but Drazah guns one up top aBeZy, and he says, yeah, that guy on the bomb, nobody covering him. Pops his head over, finds the second. But is the resurgence too little? Is it too late? On Thieves now, 5-2 down, a long, long way to go. But before you put this into the realms of possibility, Ultra will still be feeling supremely confident here. In a really good spot, they're being commanding. Now Thieves on the attacking side. Can he get across the B? Uncontested, oh no! Oh no!
A trophy to the head is not where it's supposed to be. It needs to be on the floor. There's the first blood. And Ultra have taken this map control away from them. Hixie staying alive. But Thieves will have to do this now from the back foot.
Well, what's plan B? What's plan B for Thieves? Hixie trying to stay alive, CleanX with another. This might be the game.
It just might be. They're looking for it as well as Ultra. They can feel it with their blood singing the hymns of victory are ricocheting around the arena. Only Octane can do something in a 1 versus 4. But much like the Darkness had gone, they are banished to the lower brackets. Scrapz letting them know. A repeat of just a little while ago as well. Ultra move forward a chance. LA Thieves move down.
Standout performance after standout performance. Toronto Ultra again, just too much for Thieves in this matchup. A game 5 that was just so dominant. Both the Search and Destroyers kind of went the same way, but in opposite directions. And the aggression from Ultra over and over and over again. That man will get a lot of plaudits for this series, absolutely. But Hixie, in those moments, how many of these times did he find it in that mid-alley? Did he find himself behind, causing issue, left, right, and center? A big, big win for Ultra there, up against Thieves, who drop into the losers bracket. What a game to end Thursday. Between 2 titans of the CDL, but Ultra, once again, come out on top.
And a lot of work from the rookies. Rookie's a term to describe a player on their very first journey, their first steps into the Pro League. But some players take steps and some players stride. And that's exactly what we have just seen.
And I want to talk about it again though. Thieves, the first bloods have been coming through time and time and time again. And how often they convert them every single time on map number 2. They had the majority there. They do not make it count. 5 first bloods, 2 rounds. It's not good enough. They need to do better.
It certainly is not how they wanted that game to end, but Ultra not too worried, not going away from it. It is not a 2-3-5 for the LA Thieves. It is just a 2 and a 3. Hardpoint made the difference as we moved on to aBeZy. But it was beautiful in the end. Ultra showing it was not a fluke last time.
No, absolutely not. But it was close games last time as well. Yes, okay, it was a 3-0. But this time around, maps 2 and 3 that were very, very close last time went over towards the Thieves, but Ultra proved they have that steal, they have that determination, and close it in 5. Really good game. Honestly, Ultra will be looking at some of the mistakes that they went through and saying to themselves what they can fix. Asilo, S&D, don't want to see that again. They got bodied, but they will care very, very little. A good win in map number 5 in the end.
Certainly is. All right, well, it's over to our monster winners spotlight. It's to be Scrapz with Blaze.
All right, Las Vegas, give it up one more time for the Toronto Ultra as they move through the bracket. Scrapz, what a series, okay? You guys absolutely deflated this crowd. Talk to me about, like, just how do you feel right now getting that first series out the way?
It's a big one, you know. I came out, I knew we were expecting the Thieves fans to be a boon, but, you know, they're a bunch of, you know, shitters that just sit here and watch me play. So, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, it was a good one.
It was a good series right there, going all the way down to the wire. Now, one of the turning points in here for me, it seemed like it was maps 4 and maps 5, all right? You and Hicksy was turning up right there. Talk to me about the keys to success on those last 2 maps that you guys were down.
Yeah, you know, the second map, third map, you know, it's Asilo, kind of shoot me in my back, you know, not really gunfights. You know, fourth map, you have to beat me in a gunfight. Fifth map, it's my play spot, you know, snipers coming out. And yeah, it's just a masterclass overall.
It was a masterclass, okay, coming out with that dub. Now, I'm going to let you get going here so you can get ready for day number 2, but any words out there to the Toronto Ultra fans that were supporting you guys last event and supporting you here now at Champs?
Yeah, shout out all the fans here, my family, my girl, everyone's here. Everyone back home in Canada, I appreciate it. And yo, let's come win this shit. Let's get this fucking ring.
All right, much love to Scrap here. That's going to do it for us on the stage. Chris, close us out.
Rookies ready for the ring. Scrap letting the crowd know that Toronto is here to cause a splash. Welcome back in, everybody. We got Clayster, we've got Ali, we've got Nameless, and what a banger. We started with a 5-game series that was a reverse sweep. This one taking us the distance. Clayster, your LA Thieves almost got it done in 4.
Yeah, I'm the only one up here, unfortunately, that called that one wrong. 3-1. I got 4-0s next to me. Thieves let me down, man. Thieves let me down.
The Thieves did look good, though, at the start of this matchup. Before Toronto turned it around, let's focus in on some of the highlights here. What did we see from the Ultra? Because they were down in the series count 2-1, Ali.
I mean, it's just composure. I feel like throughout this entire series, once they lost that Asilo Control, where typically I feel like Toronto was probably very comfortable heading into that map number 3 to then go into that fortress, and as scrappy as it was until the end, to be able to pull out the W by chaining that P1 into P2. I made a tweet about it earlier. I was like, Hicksy might be nag, but some of the kills he's getting are literally game-changing to push that game number 5. And then obviously that opening snipe from Scrapz just kind of set the tone.
Yeah, when you talk about this series, it comes down to that game number 4, that Fortress hardpoint. You know, if you're Toronto Ultra, you got outslayed. Hicksy started 0-9, and you're still able to come out with the victory. And honestly, they should have won by more points. You know, there are a couple situations that they even threw away. It comes down to the money hills. Once again, that P3 rotation, Toronto's able to get both of those, locking them down for a ton of points, 120 on that hill. And then when you get down to the wire there, they're making plays. Insight was able to pick up a streak, slam it down on P2. They get the victory. We go into a game 5 Embassy search and destroy where Ultra had full confidence. Round number 1, Scrap pulls out the sniper and chows. The biggest ego chow that you can have with a sniper in this game is on that cross from the offensive side, and he hits it. And from there, we knew they were going to be playing Ultra confident throughout game 5.
You saw the clutch finish for Toronto Ultra. They get it done in 5, and tomorrow, well, their reward is against Atlanta. We'll see what they do there in the winner's bracket. For now, though, we got to revisit the final scum play of the day. This one coming from the man Scrap, as he is fighting for the Rookie of the Year award. He's making plays like this, baby. Snipe after snipe. He's got one of the biggest big boy toys out there, Clayster, but the man can get it done with any weapon.
When he's stepping into the cross chow from the offensive side and getting a first blood in the game 5 at COD Champs, that is when you know he is feeling himself.
Yeah, they did a great job there, like eliminating mid-map as well on top of that. Once he gets that kill, it sort of slows Thieves down from making that type of play. And then you got a Kleenex and bathroom the entire time the rest of the game. Super difficult to deal with.
All right, I do want to get a final thought here because, Clayster, you have always been known as the hype man on your team, the guy who gets the whole squad celebrating after your W. What do you think of Scrap's performance tonight?
I love it, man. Like I've said on the desk before, I love his energy. I love his attitude. I love the way he really backs up his smack talk. Not a lot of people can do that. Smack talk before the match, smack talk in the middle, and smack talk at the end. You got to do all 3, you know?
He's going to try and do it for 4 days, and I'm going to be cheering him on every step of the way. Ali, though, let's revisit the whole day, starting with the first matchup. It was Røkkr taking on the Subliners, and Røkkr, they jumped out to a 2-0 start here, putting the Subliners on notice.
Yeah, unfortunately, instead of Minnesota Røkkr handing a reverse sweep, they get one handed to them. I was very much impressed by the map 1 and 2 by Attach on Minnesota Røkkr, because what's funny, heading into this series, Attach is actually typically a player that has a small dip when it comes to online versus LAN, so to see him turn up the way that he did in that series was a very, very good change for the Minnesota Røkkr. The problem, though, New York Subliners, I mean, that Asilo was master class, and then they are able to push that momentum into HyDra, one of their best maps. And personally, like I said earlier, I didn't really agree with letting that map number 4 through this series on the Minnesota Røkkr side, but again, it's not the end of them. We'll see them tomorrow.
Minnesota Røkkr are going to be playing for top 6, trying to stay alive in that elimination matchup. They will be taking on Boston, another squad that fell today against OpTic. But let's keep it rolling here, talking about this Atlanta squad that came in with the #1 seed. You had to play Surge. You know you always play him tight. Well, Atlanta gets it done in 4 today, Nameless.
Yeah, honestly, you know, in the beginning of that series, we had back-to-back aBeZys. We were talking about it, like, we kind of like that when you think of Seattle Surge, but just came out completely lifeless. Nobody was really doing much on the squad. They were able to get that Asilo Control victory, but then we get to a Fortress hardpoint where they had a 90-point lead and then got trapped and blew it in that game. So Seattle Surge, that's been the story of these guys for the last couple of months. Now they get sent down to the losers bracket. Do they have the confidence? Can they build momentum and make a run? I'm not sure if I believe.
Atlanta FaZe with a 3-1. Go ahead. What do you think about the Seattle squad?
I was just thinking to that point, I think it might be a composure problem for Seattle Surge. The fact that they were up in that game #4 and they had such a large lead and the second Atlanta FaZe fought back into it, that's not the first time we've seen that happen. And even on that same exact map, Atlanta FaZe had mounted an insane comeback against the Seattle Surge. So I think if they take anything away from this series and heading into that elimination start tomorrow is not losing composure when a couple things don't go your way. The game is not over until it is over.
Slasher with Atlanta FaZe looking to make another World Championship run with the #1 seed, and they are chased by the #2 seed, OpTic Texas, breezing past Boston Breach, but Breach able to cause a little bit of ruckus along the way. They bring in Snoopy, and they get 4-game series out of this best-of-5. What did you see in this showdown?
OpTic did what they needed to do against Boston. I told you they had to come out here and have a good performance against Boston with this new roster, CDL debut, Snoopy, and they really did that. It got a little shaky there. There were some moments where obviously Boston fought back, but OpTic came here, they took care of business, they moved on.
And to talk on the other side of things for Boston Breach, I think it went kind of as expected. Snoopy came in, he did his thing, and he did it pretty well, but he was just another high engagement player. He was just another really good slayer for the Boston Breach. I think there might be a severe lack of leadership and comms when it comes to this team, and they've gone back to being a search and destroy team once again. We're talking about a Boston Breach team that when they were finding success, they were doing it in the respawns. Now with all of these changes, sure, you win that map #2, you can take that back with you, Beans going 13-6, but when you're now losing controls in an 0-3 fashion, when that used to be your lockup game mode, there's only so much you can do with Boston Breach.
I do want to credit Breach. They came in, they knew they were making an interesting pick by putting the Challengers player on the big stage during Champs. They were celebrating the 1 map win. Dens came by, he held up a 1. Sense they're telling the team, I'm proud of you boys. It's your first match, you're playing OpTic, you played against all of the fans on the planet. Tomorrow, it can't be harder than it was today, Nameless.
Yeah, 100%. I think you're happy with Snoopy rising to the occasion. That's not easy to do, man. You're playing in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers, a packed arena, going up against the biggest fan base in Call of Duty, and he rose to the occasion. He had some big plays early on in that map #1, and then also, if you go back and watch that search and destroy, the man was sent out first in every single round. Clearly, the plan was to bait him, so we'll see if Boston makes some adjustments in the lower bracket.
We'll take a look at the schedule because Boston, they're playing bright and early. Both elimination battles are going to be happening at the start of the day. You can see 12 o'clock Surge versus Thieves, 1:30 Pacific will be Breach versus Røkkr. And when you look at the top of the screen, Glacier, I want to get your thoughts. We have 4 teams powering into that winners bracket round 2. Who was most impressive on day 1?
These are some banger matches, first of all. I can't wait to see how these pan out, but if I had to pick 2, 1 coming from each side, I gotta go FaZe in New York.
FaZe in New York, both teams playing tomorrow. You can catch them at these times. Lock it in and let your friends know because this is going to be another epic day of the Call of Duty Championship Week in 2023. It's time to wrap up day 1 as we say goodbye to the in-house crowd here in Las Vegas, and I got to get your final thoughts starting at the end this time. Nameless, what do you take away from the first day of Champs?
Man, people are coming to play. The championship caliber teams have been on point today. Teams have made a lot of improvements, but also I had a great time today, man, with you guys. It was really fun. Clay, awesome to have you up here, man, to get that insight. It's been vibey.
Clay, you're not retiring, right?
No.
Yeah, he's still playing.
I'm still trying to play.
I'm trying to convince him.
Yeah, we've been
Nameless
trying
has been trying.
Allie, final thoughts on day #1?
Vegas, thank you so much for showing out as much as you did in only day #1 of 4. We almost had, it looked like a full packed house, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
All right, Clay, your turn, buddy.
not only did the players show up today, but the crowd showed up as well. It was almost a full arena in here on the first day of Call of Duty Championships, and that is just so awesome to see. We felt the vibes back here. I can't wait to see what it sounds like this weekend.
Peace, love, and positivity, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That is day number 1. We got 3 more all live coming at you from Vegas this weekend.
And the beat goes on and on and on and on and on. And the beat goes on and on and on and on and on. Made for millennium.
I love you. We the greatest of all, in time you'll believe it. Greatest don't evolve. Happens in the field. See my gritty jaws, wonder who gon' feed it. Hungry to win, hard pressed to beat it. 100s and 10s, hard fresh.